Hey, g'day, and Scarvik here with another quick how-to. In this episode I'm going to show how to build a taming raft, which is quite useful for things such as taming Thylacoleo, amongst other things, but it's pretty much for getting tames along the redwood, because it's particularly dangerous in there, so if you can drag the creatures out onto a raft, you can tame them without having any hassles of things actually hitting your tame, because once you've got it in the taming pen on the raft, you can then float your taming raft out into the middle of the water where you can't be hit, and you can do your taming without anything coming by, which is quite handy, especially with how difficult this area is. Alright, so we have our raft. First thing to do will be to turn off the sail. Options, height sail. Alright, now this is where it gets interesting, because not only do you need to line this up nicely, you have to sink these floor pieces as well, because they stick up a long way. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it so that it's just on the edge, and you can see that it's lining up with the wood almost perfectly. It comes out a little bit, so I'm a little bit off alignment, and so I'm just trying to see if it'll sit nice and neat on that line. That's not too bad there. Alright, and then you've obviously got the center that you can line things up on. Alright, so the next key component to sinking a foundation into the raft is a pillar. So once you've placed a pillar pretty much smack in at snap point in the middle, you should be able to take another floor foundation, and as you can see, if I'm pressing Q to swap snap points, you can actually see that it's changing between a higher and a lower snap point, which is actually on the pillar. And so now, oh, that didn't actually go to the snap point, it changed right at the last moment. That looks better. Right, so that one wasn't working, but this one will. Now I should be able to pick up my pillar, pick up my stone foundation, we'll pick up this one as well, just because I don't need it there just now, and rinse and repeat. We can now put in a pillar into our piece, place a foundation. Okay, oh no, that one actually worked. Okay, yep, that's sunk. Once again, pick up the pillar, picking up the foundation. Now doing this where you don't have the ability to infinitely pick things up, you're obviously going to be destroying a lot of pieces, but the end result is actually quite nice. Here we go. Okay, let's work with that. Looks pretty good. Alright, next, now that you've sunk your ceiling pieces, you are going to need some, sorry, your foundation pieces, you're going to need some ceilings. Because you can only build walls one away, you can actually put ceilings 2 out, but I wouldn't be able to put a wall on the very outside. So I'm not going to go that far. We're just going to put one row of ceiling pieces around the outside. Okay, onto the walls of the structure. Now we're not going to put a wall here on this end, because that's actually where our gate is going to go. So what we will end up having here is we'll have just a normal sized door here, and we're going to put a dinosaur gate here. A trick that you can actually do if you want to be able to line up a gateway, because normally when you place them on a structure, it doesn't automatically snap points. You put a fence foundation or a wall foundation down on the ground. I think that was a wall foundation. Now, when you take the dinosaur gateway, it will actually snap to that little thing that I've just put down. And it means that you get in perfect alignment. You don't even need to worry about trying. It just snaps straight to it, whereas normally it just wouldn't. And a door. Just in case you want to tame some smaller creatures, that way you can actually shut the door on them. Right, final piece, the steps. Right, now as you can see, now that I've actually got it parked in the right direction, you can use this taming pen by basically standing here on this side, and you can shoot any creature that's on the land, and it will come running up the steps where you've got it parked. It will fall into the structure, and you just need to run out. Something smaller, shut the door, and you then have your creature trapped, and you can then pull up your tranquilizing gear and shoot at it inside the trap where it can't actually get you. And that is how I use a taming trap. Yeah, stay tuned for probably one of my next videos, which will be how to tame a thylacoleo, and I will show this trap in action. Alright, well, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.